AskReddit by deleted. What does Hollywood think we want to see, but in reality barely any of us care about? Horrendously loud background music at the same time as whispered dialogue. Your music sucks and I can't hear whatever they are whispering about. That is then immediately followed by the characters shouting or shooting loudly. And everything being so dark that you can't see half of what's going on. These shitty Disney live-action remakes. Don't they do that to refresh the IP so it won't go into public domain? 3-hour movies with 2 hours of CGI action. I'd really love some claustrophobic small set style movies like Hitchcock rather than endless green screen. Actors need sets and films need foreground. Movies that rely on CGI and not a great script. These movies are generally targeted at international audiences. Big flashy movie with a simple story that translates well to Chinese. Another fucking reboot or any random romance made up of an amazing complex wonderful woman and some male human representation of mayonnaise. This week Jennifer Aniston and this guy try to fuck. Will they? Probably. From the writers of A and the directors of Blee comes me here. Yet another remake. Make new stories. Or a million shitty movies in a franchise. Battles between people with insane powers or technology being resolved by extremely protracted fist fights. Also, vertical beams of light weapons. Let's not forget battles with supernatural forces that are somehow resolved with guns. Lots and lots of guns. Movies with Jared Leto as the top billed actor. Seriously, why does he continue to get cast in everything? I just heard he's gonna be the main character of another Tron reboot. It's already ruined for me. Plus I know Daft Punk won't be there to save it. Outrageously fake explosions. Like, it's fine to play things up a bit for a movie, but a car hitting a wall doesn't need to detonate like a small nuke. 80s reboots sequels. We don't need 1000 Terminator, Ghostbusters, Predator, although new one was decent, RoboCop, etc. sequels or reboots of Total Recall or Conan the Barbarian or whatever else. You lost me at Conan. I'd love more Conan movies. Jim, those cheesy sword and damp sorcery adventure flicks any day of the week. Movies about Hollywood. Fucking exactly what I came here for. Like, oh, your main character's a witty screenwriter who's known as the best in Hollywood, Nick, and a total Valentino with the ladies, but he's super duper depressed and self-loathing? That's crazy. I've never heard of a story like that. Deleted. I guarantee you that some executive at Universal Studios read your comment and interpreted it as we want a Back to the Future remake, and we want it fucking now. Or 3-second shot of a gay couple in the background that can be easily removed for the Russian Saudi Chinese audience. In the same vein, general checklist adding of diversity. We worked out making good diverse characters back in the 80s and 90s. But somehow turned this on its head by making characters that like have the singular identity of gay or French with the rest of their identity feeling tacked on. Reboots. Movies without a good story and smart dialogue. But they keep dishing out sensory overload content. People who are so attractive they border on alien in appearance. We need more ugly actors. More normal looking people. I want people who are beautiful in an everyday kind of way. It makes a movie experience much more engaging and immersive when you aren't hit with buccal fat removal and botox all the time. I enjoy the BBC for this reason. Get in A-list celebrities as voices in animations and don't do any voice acting. Just being themselves in their regular voice. Bring back voice actors. Their own award shows. Nobody gives a fuck. Too many people still do, but I agree with you. Couldn't give less of a fuck about award shows in general. Nobody cares about the dynamic range of audio in a movie outside the theater. I swear the film industry doesn't understand audio compression and thinks it's a bad thing, but every single person hates when they have to turn up the volume for dialogue and turn it down when the action starts. For the love of God, directors, producers, put a limit to soft clipper on the master audio for the home distribution market. Unrealistic and excessively long hand-to-hand fights, car chases, and endless action scenes. It is so boring. What the fuck is your problem with Mad Max: Fury Road? TV comedies with a family whose house and lifestyle is way above what's believable based on the jobs of the parents. I swear that's happening in real life in my neighborhood. Prolonged artistic sex scenes that aren't revealing anyway. If it exceeds 20 seconds, I'm gonna need to see at least one butthole. Multiverse garbage. Who the hell thought this was a good idea? I know, let's introduce a concept which means that nothing that happens matters and life-death is meaningless. That'll really raise the stakes. Multiverse movies. I quit watching Marvel movies basically after Endgame cause it got to the point where you had to have seen other more obscure films in the repertoire to know what the hell was going on, and I don't got energy for that. I'll just play my games. Actors who are just unrealistically good looking playing everyman roles. When I look back at movies and rock pop stars of the 70s and 80s, they were good looking but in an ordinary way. I suppose shit tons of people now have veneers and other work. Maybe I am out of touch. It's the whole personal training industry. You hear from actors about how they spend months on rigid diets, doing ridiculous amounts of training to play what is ultimately supposed to be a fairly everyman type role. Paul Rudd in Ant-Man being a great example. He's just a small-time crook. Why does he have to look like 3 or more other people have been working full-time honing his exercise, diet and appearance?